Hello guys, this is Brian here with an update video for May the 22nd, 2014. And y'all wonder where I have been for the past month and a half. So here's my update. Back in March, I hurt my shoulder really bad. I went to Costco and picked up a whole bunch of water. And I think that's what it caused, what aggravated the problem and made it worse. So between sometime in March until April the 14th, my shoulder pain on my right side just got worse, especially at nighttime. Felt like a knife was in my shoulder. Just hurt really bad, and I couldn't pick up anything. I couldn't pull doors open or anything like that. Really hurting really bad. So on the 14th of April, I went into my primary care doctor, and of course he did those shoulder exercises. He felt around the shoulder, and made me push him down, push him back up, his hands with my hands. If you ever had one of those exams with the shoulder, and they try to bend the shoulder a certain way, um, and it hurt really bad. He said you probably have a uh, a torn ligament in it, or torn muscle, or ligament. I don't know what's the difference. So, and so he put me on two muscle relaxers. One take during the daytime that doesn't make you really goofy, and the Flexeril, which does kind of make you a little bit goofy and tired. Take that at nighttime. He said go to bed early when taking that, because he gave me 2 weeks. He wanted me to be on it for 2 weeks. He said, go to bed early on that one, and let it do its magic, because it will eventually get that muscle relaxed and not all tensed up and hurting. He also gave me Tramadol for pain. Now, I really didn't follow his medicine, what he told me to do, simply because, that was just too much muscle relaxers. The Suxin did not really make me goofy, but it was almost to the edge of goofy, kind of loopy. And at my job, I do have to be alert, like everybody else in the world, but I did not want to be caught slurring my words at my job. They frown upon that big time. When you start slurring words out of the blue and things like that. I work in customer service, and they do listen to our phone calls, so and plus, employee talking to a customer slurring words do not sound good anyway. So I was kind of worried about that. So, I took at least once. The one during the daytime I took was Selexin. So when I got off of work, or about to get off work, I did take that one. So I'll at least take one after work, and then try and take the Flexeril when I go to bed. But most of the time, the Flexeril the very next day, I can get out of bed. I was so sleepy. Not so, kind of tired, sleepy, but almost like you can't get out of sleep almost. It was a good deep sleep. So I stopped taking those every day. I try to do it every couple of days, and I kind of notice that's a cycle that's been going on with me. You take the muscle relaxers, and your shoulder gets better. But if you don't, quit taking them, the shoulder gets worse. It's like a vicious cycle. And he said, if it doesn't get better, come back. Well, here's May 1st. It didn't get better. It hurts at nighttime if I didn't take the pills. For those who have suffered an injury, or back problems, that has chronic back problems, or have to take chronic medication like painkillers, you probably know what I'm talking about. You get in this vicious cycle that, one hand, you got to have this medicine to feel comfortable, instead of an excruciating pain. And then, but the other hand is you can't, if you have to have a job, you can't perform your job if you so damn screwed up from painkillers. So it's like a double-edged sword. And I told my doctor, I can't take off for days and days and days on end like this without pay. Because I kind of burnt up my sick pay when I had my skin surgery. And now I only got like 4 days left, because we get so many per month, when it all adds up at the end of the year, which I don't understand that system, so don't ask me. So, and then when I went to see him on the first, he said, "Well, I'm gonna put you on prednisone." I said, "Oh, well, let's whoa. Before we do that, I have to contact my gastric bypass surgeon because that's exactly what it says in my binder. Anytime any doctor gives you any kind of steroid or NSAID by mouth, you got to call your surgeon immediately. Do not take until you speak with them." Because the doctor has to give you a special drug cocktail. He has to give you Carafate to coat your stomach. The Carafate liquid is kind of expensive, but they also have tablets that you can take, Carafate tablets. So I have to take my Carafate 4 times a day, all because of prednisone. I have to take a ulcer medicine to prevent ulcers for me because the prednisone. So that's another medication I have to take because of prednisone. That's 2 now. And then a heart and acid, which is the Prilosec. Now, I don't know if I forgot to ask my gastric bypass doctor because I already have a big bottle of Dexilent and Pepcid already. That I already took. And I know the Dexilent is a delayed release. So I'm going to stick to the one he gave me for right now, um, because I don't know if this just works better with Carafate they gave me, which is the Prilosec he gave me. So I don't know if that just works better to coat your stomach. So I got both the liquid and the tablets because there's a weird story behind that, which I'm going to do in my next video, so I won't bore you. Because I'm going to do a warning video because a lot of people don't know that you have to have special drugs if you're going to take steroids or NSAIDs. You have to coat your stomach to protect against ulcers because you will get an ulcer. You will bleed. Trust me. That's why there's a big warning about that in my binder. So I ended up getting the tablets. So I had to take these 4 horse pills each day. Then the the little ulcer pill, I take 4 of those at the same time with the Carafate. But you can't take the heartburn medicine 2 hours before, 2 hours afterwards. So that's a total of 4, 8, 9, 9. No, yeah, 9 pills, all because of one little prednisone pill. All this medication to try to combat that side effects of it. But you know what? It's worth it. It's no need to play around with your health because with weight loss surgery, folks, do not take any kind of steroids or NSAIDs without talking to your surgeon, without getting your stomach coated right. Because if you don't, you're gonna screw up your stomach big time. It will cause ulcers and holes in your stomach. So a lot of primary care doctors don't understand that. So always speak with your surgeon before you swallow that pill, because that one pill can cause damage in that short amount of time. It sure can. Also, then I have to take those muscle relaxers. Now my shoulder's kind of getting better now. I'm kind of in a good cycle. So in the next day or two, I'm expecting to go back into the bad cycle where it starts hurting to take the pills again. The muscle relaxers. Now I do have to take the Carafate, the ulcer medicine, and the antacid and the prednisone every day for 10 days. I think this is my 3rd or 4th day on them, and all these are like tons of pills. And I'm just giving up on my on my calcium pills right now until I get all this. It's just too many pills to take. So I'm good with that. But he said if it does not go away, I'm gonna give it till June the 1st. If it doesn't go away, I'm gonna go ahead and make an appointment with the orthopedic because he said if it doesn't go away by then, you probably have a torn rotator cuff. Ugh, I don't want to deal with that. So, what I'm going to do anyway, tomorrow's going to be Friday. I'm going to go ahead and make an appointment with the orthopedic for June. So if it doesn't get any better, I will have that appointment in place instead of waiting more time. So that's my update. Another reason why I've been extremely busy since the end of April is because my grandma, who lives with me, she had her knee replacement done. But she did okay with it until she got into the rehab facility. I guess, when people have knee replacements done, they go to like a physical therapy place for a week or two. Well, they got her exercising okay in the physical therapy place, but her knee started to hurt really super bad, and it turned out it was infected, with infection. Not the actual part where they did the surgery, the scar, or anything. Is like almost like 3 to 4 inches away from the scar, and that did not develop until she got into that rehab facility. So we don't know, something may have cut, punctured her skin by mistake, or like a little, you know piece of plastic may have done that, or something was, something in that rehab facility. And this is a really up, a high dollar rehab facility. So she has a inf- inf- kind of some kind of infection. So they went ahead and put a PICC line in her so they can do these antibiotics. So now she's at the same hospital she had her knee done, getting all this antibiotics done. Because now these antibiotics that she's doing by the IV, they're making her very, very sick. Well, extremely nauseous, not keeping nothing down. She's getting better for the last 3 or 4 days. She sounds better. She's getting around better. She's not so dehydrated, because the antibiotics that they have her on, because it's by IV, had made her have a lot of diarrhea and a lot of throwing up. Because these are the ones they put her on. They were the strongest ones, and because they want to knock out that. It looks like a little pimple actually on her knee. And they said don't pop it, because they don't want it into the bloodstream. Because once it gets in the bloodstream, that's when it's very extremely difficult to treat. Um, and you don't want to spread it around. So we just don't. We're all thinking, even the doctors think they must, may have just, somehow she may have, had an open cut and by her knee before she had her surgery, or after, when she got into the rehab facility, because that's exactly when we noticed it. As soon as she got in that rehab facility, it was like a little cut, not by the incision, but like 4 inches away, and 2 or 3 days later, it became like a pimple almost looking thing. And good thing the this hit her surgeon looked at it and said, "Oh, let's don't mess with that. Let's call in an infectious disease doctor, who does the infections and things like that." But they think she could come home by probably by Monday, end of the week. No, I take that back. Maybe, yeah, Monday, beginning of next week. Memorial Day. So hopefully that's a good plan there, and we got everything ready here. But she's moving around pretty good in the hospital, walking up and down the hallways. But she's just extremely nauseous because all those antibiotics that's given by the IV, and it messes with your stomach and all that. So that's why I have been. And also, stay tuned for the next couple of weeks. I do have some exciting product reviews that I'm going to be doing. I'm very excited with the couple I have. I'm going to trying to get them started. Very excited, and I think y'all going to like the product reviews I'm going to be fixing to do. There's 2 or 3 of them that I'm very excited about that I can't wait to get to try. One is, I'm not going to say I'm not going to say any names yet, but it's going to take me a while for me to try all the flavors and get back to you on that. So that probably may be the last one I do, sometime in June. Um, but look out for a couple product reviews, because I also did some product reviews while I was on on these muscle relaxers, and I think I'm going to redo them because I'm kind of all over the place in those videos and not thinking straight. So that's where I've been, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And I do thank you for I do thank everybody who's been private messaging me, leaving comments, seeing how I was doing. Talk to y'all later.